let's do some politics now. And 6 presidential aspirants seeking to lead the opposition NDC in the next general elections have petitioned the party over the credibility of the company taxed to print the ballot papers for the upcoming primaries. The 6, Alban Gbagbe, Nuruddin Ali, Sylvester Mensah, Ekospio Gabra, Gusitano and Joshua Labi also say the credibility of the voters register is questionable because it comes without photographs of delegates. Now, in a statement, the aspirant said a more credible company like the Assembly Press should have been given the job to print the ballot papers. They said this would have ensured that some of the irregularities that rocked the party's national executive election held in November 2018 will not recur. Now, one of the aspirants, Dr. Ekospio Gabra, speaking to JoyNews, indicated that it's in their best interest to frustrate the electoral process, but only to ensure the elections are conducted in a transparent and fair atmosphere. He spoke to my colleague, Kwesi Parker-Wilson.
If the reasons for which you are protesting don't make sense to Ghanaians, fine. Then we are trying to just frustrate the process or delay it. Why do we have to delay it? In my language, they say, so if you are going to lose an election, fine. Some of us have lost elections before. So losing an election is not a big deal. When I lost elections to Professor Thomas, I came and supported him. I flew down 6 times at my own cost. I was based in London to come and support him to win 2008 election. So I don't think we have any desire to frustrate anything. If Ghanaians think that you should go for an election where you don't know the identification number of the person who is voting, you don't have his photograph, you have only his name and a certain title, they think it's fine, then let us practice that in a national election. Let us practice exactly the same thing in a national election. Then we'll all agree that that's the way elections in Ghana should go. But we are not trying to interfere with the process. That's why we are moving along with it, even though certain things are still lagging behind, just to be able to cooperate. But if there's a view that our efforts are being frustrated, either at the constituency level in terms of meeting delegates or the kind of documents we get, such as electoral register, not of a standard that will ensure a free and fair election, then I think it's only fair that we should let the party headquarters know, and in this case, the Ghanaian public also be aware that there are still problems with the electoral process. We want a free and fair election.
So as I asked, how soon are you expecting the party to resolve them?
It can be tomorrow, it can be Tuesday. It's up to them. These are things that were already in their power to do 2-3 months ago. They could have determined in September last year that we will have a flag bearership election where the name, the title, the photograph, and the branch ID card of the member will be there. They could have determined that. Well, our understanding is that when the national executives were conducting their own election, chairman, vice chairman, general secretary, organizer, they supplied themselves, the candidates, with the telephone numbers of the delegates. And so many of them were able to make phone calls to delegates, especially when it was not possible to visit a particular area. There are many ways to contact delegates. You can try and address them by radio, by TV, by telephone call, and of course, face-to-face. So you want to give every candidate as many options for contacting delegates as possible. But in the case of the flag bearer elections, the same executives who had telephone call opportunities for themselves have declined to give telephone numbers to the flag bearer aspirants. So as I sit here, the electoral rule provided to us do not have a single telephone number of a single one of the 270,000 possible delegates. So if people who are starting for deputy national organizer, deputy communication officer can get electoral rolls with telephone numbers on them, why would somebody who's going to be the leader of your party and a potential president of your country be denied the same telephone number that people seeking lower positions in the party got? So those are the kind of inequities that may be taking place that need to be brought to the attention of all and sundry.
Now, Doc, my final question to you is, the fact that the party failed to provide the phone numbers, would you say that is a deliberate attempt on the part of some individuals to deny the aspirant access to the delegates so they can communicate to them?
We have information that at least one aspirant has been able to communicate by telephone to many delegates, either by voice or by data.
What is this JoyNews referring to?
I'm not mentioning any aspirant. I said at least one aspirant has been able to acquire such information. And because people want to personalize things, I want to deal with the issue. The issue is
but of course,
fairness.
If you know the aspirant has
I won't get into
the numbers.
It's an allegation. It's an allegation I don't have proof of. So I'm saying that this is what we have heard. Just as I was not a candidate for the national elections, so no delegates list was applied to me. But we have heard from those who were aspirants that they got delegates list with telephone numbers. in November last year. So quite clearly, the party is capable, when it wants to provide telephone numbers, to provide telephone numbers. And there were more people aspiring for the national office positions, maybe more than 50 positions. And they were able to provide telephone numbers to that many aspirants. So why wouldn't they be able to provide telephone numbers to just 7 aspirants? That is the kind of question Ghanaians. That is what we've heard from those who've been receiving telephone calls and other kinds of communication on their telephones.